Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Off the Boards with your host, Josh Gogan and Ryan Ward. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Josh.
Fantastic.
I'm liking life right now.
You're liking life. That's what I like to hear. Things going good. All right, let's dive into the hockey.
All right. Let's start off with Florida. How are they looking for next year?
Honestly, not bad.
I'm saying they're doing better than not bad. I'm thinking they're looking good. I think they're a playoff team.
I just some of the defense on this team is what kind of scares me a little bit. I mean, you got a good. I guess you got a good top two.
Yeah, Ekblad and Yandel. That's a great top pair.
Is it gonna be Yandel or is it gonna be Strawman?
I'm thinking Yandel because Ekblad and Strom are both great points.
Okay, you're right. I think that Strawman's fine in that top four. I don't know who else. I don't really recognize a lot of the names other than Mark. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
Matheson?
No, Mark Syke.
Okay. I was going to say Mike Matheson, who is on a very big deal. I mean, he's a solid defenseman. I think they're a top four player. So that's a big contract for him, but I think Florida can afford it.
Well, he's been playing with the Panthers since 2015-2016. He recorded 27 points last year. It was a minus 24.
Which is not exactly what you want from a defense, but Florida, I mean, overall, they weren't too bad last year. Not exactly an NHL playoff team, but...
Well, I mean, the problem was they had Roberto Luongo not playing at his best anymore, obviously, with the, where his age was. I don't mind his recapture penalty, but I don't really like the buyout on Scott Darling, honestly. That's a long one out.
It is. It really is. Plus, next year goes up to 2.3. That's rough.
And I also think that Bobrovsky at 7 years is not going to be a good contract in 7 years. I think he'll be good for probably the next 4 to 5, and then the last 2 to 3, he's going to regress. We see it in goalies all the time. He's at his prime right now, but...
I don't know. The way Bobrovsky plays, I don't know that he has it in him to play until he's 30. Or until he's 40.
Oh, I don't think he'll play until he's 40.
No, I don't think he's capable of it.
No, I don't think he is either, but I think that he's going to lead this team to the playoffs next year. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't.
Yeah, the next 2 years, that's a great contract.
Yeah. Great. But I can't stress enough, I love the contracts on this team. 5'9" Huberdeau, 5'9" Barkov, 5'1" Mike Hoffman, 4'7" Trocheck, even 4 mil Dadonov. That's not even that bad. And you have Ekblad for the next 6 years, though, at 7'5". Like, that's a good contract for him.
Yeah. Ekblad is only going to get better.
The Yandel contract, yikes.
That's rough. I think that's still good for a couple years, but, that last year, the contract's going to suck.
He's been regressing, is the only thing. He's not... I don't think he's a top 2 on most playoff teams anymore.
No.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he had 62 points last year for a career high. So, I guess I can just eat my own words there.
Yeah, 62. Yeah, Josh. No. And I believe he's holding a pretty solid Ironman streak, if I'm not mistaken.
82. Yeah, since 2015, 26. No? He's on an Ironman streak since 2011. 2010, 2011, because I think 2012, 2013 was the lockout year where we only played 48 games.
Yeah, so 2009 he started his probably sometime 2009 he started his Ironman streak.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's, okay, wow. You guys have something to look forward to this year. I'm saying you're a guaranteed playoff team. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be, unless for some reason Bobrovsky just shits the bed. Other than that, I don't see it. I think you guys are a guaranteed lock. in the Atlantic this year. Maybe not third. You'll definitely be a wild card team. I just don't know if you're going to be able to edge out Boston, Toronto, or Tampa.
Yeah.
But
the problem is you're in the Atlantic. It's a fucking Thunderdome now. What can we do?
But you're definitely going to be a playoff team. I'll give you guys that.
Yeah. I'm going to look up what Keith Handel's Ironman streak's at right now. It is the longest active one at 797.
Jesus. Keith Handel, great player. I eat my words. Fantastic. Yeah. All right, so after Florida, who do we got up next?
After Florida, we have Arizona.
Ooh, yay!
You excited about Arizona?
Arizona has a new owner. Arizona has one of the... I love their wingers on their first line. Not going to lie. Clayton Keller and Phil Kessel playing together. That is fantastic. Clayton Keller is... Arizona did a good thing. They did a good thing. They're like, you know what? I don't want to let him get to an RFA because we see how that turned out this summer. So they're like, you know what? We're going to extend him. And he was like, okay. Now, the reason that it's so high is because Arizona has to pay something called Arizona tax because no one wants to play in Arizona. So you have to give them...
Austin Matthews does.
Look. Give me my fucking 5 years, okay?
Alright, you'll get your 5 years, but
we'll talk. Yeah, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so, I think that you're going to have to pay any player other than probably Austin Matthews because he's from Arizona. You're going to have to pay players who play here. You're going to have to pay them Arizona tax, which is to keep them there. But I think that this contract's going to work out for them. 7-1 for your first line winger. He had 47 points last year, but he wasn't playing beside anyone fantastic. He's playing beside Phil Kessel now. I think he'll score between 20 and 30.
My only question is, who do you play at center?
Yes.
Because they could put Keller at center and then put Soderberg on the left.
Honestly, you could, but I think you got to put Derek Stepan there.
You think Derek Stepan?
Probably. I mean, I think he's probably the best center on this team. He only had 35 points last year. I get it. Put him alongside Phil Kessel and Clayton Keller.
He had great years in New York.
Yeah, I am going to say
50-point player.
The defensive core on this team is amazing.
Yeah.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Nick Hjalmarsson, Jacob Chicherin, Alex Goligoski, Jason Demers. I know that Jason Demers, Hjalmarsson, and Goligoski, they're aging players, but they still, they're top. Goligoski and Hjalmarsson are definitely, well, maybe not Goligoski, but Hjalmarsson is definitely a top 4 on most teams. Goligoski is top 4 on some teams, but he's definitely a top 6, a very good top 6 at that. And to have a Larson and Chicherin, they're probably going to play with each other this year. I cannot wait. My goalies.
I don't know if they'll play on the same pair because they're both lefty, but depends on how Arizona wants to play that.
I don't know. I think it looked good. Who knows?
Yeah.
Goalies. Who needs them?
Andy Ranta is a good goaltender. I'm saying it. He's a good goaltender.
Yeah.
He's a starter in Arizona.
Okay, you can start on Arizona. Don't mean much.
2 years ago, 2017, 2018, he had 930 in 47 games. That's a solid NHL.
I agree. That's fantastic. But he played 12 games last year, Ryan.
I believe he was injured. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm hoping he was injured because if not, it's kind of just a wasting of a contract.
Yes, he was majorly injured last couple years.
Well, is he going to be back this year? Or?
I think so.
Well, here's the thing. I think Darcy Kemper is going to start. He had 55 games last year, goals against of 233, and a save percentage of 925.
Yeah. If you told me that they were going to do a tandem, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to say this. Phil Kessel is a better player than Galchenyuk.
Right now, yes.
I'm not. Yeah, I know. Down the road, it's going to be different. But I think that this team is going to be a lot better with Phil Kessel than they are with
Yeah, and I think Arizona knows that. I think they want to bring in some experience.
Here's the thing.
Like, if you look at this team, there's not a ton of age on the forward line.
No.
Forwards.
You want to know who I'm excited to see how Connor Garland does in his second year.
All right. We are a little biased towards Connor Garland.
Look, Connor Garland. I'm just saying, Connor Garland scored 13 goals in 47 games last year in his first year. He had 5 assists, but he had 13 goals and was a +1.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, if you look at his time in the AHL, though, it was not pretty.
It wasn't.
Last year, 25 points in 21 games.
That's not bad.
7 points in 55.
Look, that's rough. That's rough. But then, look at how he did in the Q.
Yeah, in the Q, he was an absolute all-star. We'd love to him up in.
Everyone does good in the Q, that's the thing. But honestly, I mean...
They don't do that good, though. They don't do that good. 129,
you're right.
128 points.
Here's the thing. Connor Garland scored a goal with his face. One of the few players in the NHL to do that. Sacrifice the face to make the play. That's what I always say. I think the Coyotes are going to be a bubble team this year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're playing in the Pacific.
I think that if everything goes right in this team...
Yeah, but the thing is, who's your competition in the Pacific? Vegas, Calgary, maybe San Jose. San Jose just got gutted, so who knows? Edmonton.
Look, I don't think that they were necessarily gutted. I think Calgary. We'll get into these teams, but in that division, I think Calgary's a lock to win that division for one.
Yes.
Vegas,
I think, is too.
I think Vegas will make playoffs again, assuming that Fleury plays good. Who else is in the division? The Sharks.
Vancouver's not ready yet. Of the year.
I need to see the conference. Hold on. Division. I got the divisions. Okay, so it's Calgary, San Jose, Vegas, Arizona, Vancouver, Anaheim, Edmonton, and Los Angeles. Personally, I think Calgary is going to make playoffs, 100%. Yep. I think Vegas...
I think they'll win the West.
Oh, I think so as well. As long as they get to Chuck back at a reasonable contract. I think Vegas will make it. I honestly still think that the Sharks are going to make it because they still have Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns.
They do, but those two guys just got another year older. They lost Pavelski. They lost so many players. We'll get into them eventually, though.
But I still think that they'll probably make the playoffs. That's why I think that Arizona is going to fight for a wild card with Vancouver and Edmonton. So that's why I see them as a bubble team, honestly.
If everything goes right in Edmonton, I think you're right. It'll be competition.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have anybody around them. But
I agree, but I think it's going to be a good year in this division. I really do. I think it's going to be really competitive, and I cannot wait for the season to start in October.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So yeah, I say they're a bubble team. I don't know what you think, but
yeah, I think they're a bubble team as well.
I think they're probably one piece away, one more player stepping up. Like if Connor Garland comes in, or any prospect for this matter, and puts up 20 goals, which Connor Garland probably will in a full year, then I think that they'll probably push for a playoff spot in the West. So after the Arizona Coyotes, Vegas, nope.
Colorado.
Ooh, nice.
Somehow Colorado 17th in standings. They're the last team to make playoffs.
I'm about to say we're in the playoff teams now. Nice.
And Jesus, what a team!
This team is going to win.
Yeah, they're going to make playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They're into the Western Conference Finals.
I think they're gonna win the Central.
Yeah, I think they win Central. And then Landeskog, and then fucking Rantanen, assuming they resign, which they will. Like, what a fucking top line. And then you got Kadri and Donskoy, Burakovsky, like...
Hold on, you got Kadri for half a playoff round.
Well, yeah.
Until he loses his mind. Until he loses his mind and then decides that he's just going to take his stick blade to someone's head.
What is that? He doesn't play Boston anymore. they won't get frustrated because they might actually beat some.
Well, you never know.
One of them might play different makes it to the second round.
Look, my only thing on this team, the biggest problem is defense and goaltending, really. I mean, the offensive side of the puck is going to be fantastic. I have no doubt they're going to score goals. I don't know about Philip Grubauer.
I think Grubauer can do it.
I think that they'll...
I have confidence in Philip Grubauer. I think he was hoping for a starting position in Washington, but hoping just couldn't let it happen.
Well,
Colorado's place to do it.
The other goalie, Pavel Francouz, I think that's how you pronounce that name.
Sure.
He played 2 games with Colorado last year, had a goals against of under 2 and a save percentage of almost 9.5.
Okay. He played for the Eagles, though. He had 49 games with a 268 and a 918.
I mean, that's still not terrible, to be fair.
It's not terrible, but like...
And then he played for the Czech Republic in international play, so I mean...
Problem is, he's 29. He's not going to get better from there, I don't think.
It'll be interesting to see the goalie tandem, but I think they got to have someone down in the pipes, and they do not.
Just like, I think their defense will step up this year. They've got Eric Johnson, who's just a solid defenseman. Solid number 2 defenseman. No worries there. Zadorov looks good. Cale Makar, Samuel Girard, both look incredible.
I just don't they have another defenseman down there?
There's Bowen Byram that...
yeah, him. The draft pick.
He may or may not make the team.
Yeah, he was drafted this year, wasn't he?
He was drafted 3rd or 4th or something.
This was Ottawa's pick?
Yeah, 4th overall. It was Ottawa's 4th overall pick, yeah. That's
nice. I think that he will make the team on 2 things. A defenseman in the WHL does not normally get point per game, and he had 71-68, and then went into the playoff run and had 26 and 22 at a plus 10 and a plus 33 in the regular season. I honestly think, as long as I don't know how big this guy is. He's 6 foot, 195. If he puts on a little bit of weight, he'll probably make the team. And if he's a fantastic skater, which I assume he probably is, he'll probably make the team. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I get confidence in him. I think there's a reason he was the first defenseman to go.
Yeah. The only thing, like I said, Colorado will probably win their division, assuming that Grubauer plays fantastic. If Grubauer doesn't play fantastic, I think this team will still make the playoffs. They might not win the division, though.
Yeah.
Losing Varlamov probably hurts a little bit.
It does, but I think it was fine.
Honestly, offense, though, on this team, not an issue. Not an issue at all.
Your offense is there.
No.
You're long removed from the team of 2 years ago where they were just the worst. But...
Yep. I think that they'll probably make playoff. I think they'll make playoffs again. I got them as a playoff team, not even a bubble team. I think they'll be there again.
Yes, solid playoff.
So after the Avalanche, we're now a playoff team. I'm excited.
We're finally on Vegas.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. Vegas.
Vegas has a ton of draft picks.
Oh God, they do. 5 second rounders in the next 2 years.
Yeah, and
admittedly, some of those might be late, but still.
Depending on how the teams do in the next few years, depending on how St. Louis falls apart, who knows if they will.
Their forward depth though, like
A+.
That first line. Stone, Stastny, Pacioretty in your first line, Carlson, Smith, Marchessault in your second line, and then who? Eakin, Reeves, and Tuuk on your third?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Their third line could be a second line on most teams, I think.
Minus Ryan Reeves, probably.
Yeah, I mean, upgrade Ryan Reeves anywhere.
Cody Eakin and Alex Tuch probably definitely will. I honestly like.
The only problem is, can they keep affording us?
What? Can they keep affording it?
Like Eakin expires this year. I don't think they can resign him.
No, they'll probably lose Eakin and Reeves, but I mean they got one more shot at this. And honestly, goaltending wise, I think this is probably Fleury's last. As much as it hurts to say, it's probably his last ride to the playoffs.
But that's okay because they have nothing to that.
They do.
I think we'll do it.
we look at what happens to goalies throughout the years and as they get older. And when Fleury took this team to the Stanley Cup final in year one, he played 46 games, had a goals against of 2.24 and a save percentage of 927. Fantastic numbers. No doubt he's a prime start. Last year, 61 games, 250 goals against, and a save of 913. I hope he does not regress that much. I think that Malcolm Subban needs to play, they need to split the games. Because Fleury's going to...
They definitely just let Subban play more.
Because Fleury's going to get burnt out, and if Fleury gets burnt out, this team is not... Yeah. I don't see them doing as well.
Yeah, you can't be playing a 34-year-old goaltender 61 games. Not Montreal.
He needs to play probably, I'd say 46 is probably the magic number if you're going to start him.
Yeah, I'd say around 50 probably is your limit.
I think Subban also needs to take a big step this year.
He does.
He needs to prove himself. I think
he will.
It's the long and the short of it. He's been around the league for a long time now. What it feels like when he was on Boston, I thought that he'd be better than Tuukka Rask on Boston, and look how that turned out. Not very well.
Boston just never gave him a real chance. They only played in 2 games.
But in those 2 games,
he was
goals against him above 5. That's not good.
No, it's not.
I think that he's getting a shot in Vegas. We see his numbers improving. Last year, they kind of didn't improve from the year before. But if he takes a big step forward and him and Fleury are able to split the games, I see this team making it back to the playoffs. I see them making it back to the playoffs as long as they don't push Marc-Andre Fleury to play. So I think
the only big question for me is the defense. Schmidt, Theodore, McNabb, it's all right.
The problem is they've proved it. They've proved they can do it. Nate Schmidt, for God's sakes, came from Washington. I thought this guy was a scrub.
Yeah.
He led
them like a scrub.
In Washington, yeah. In Vegas, he didn't. Vegas, he's proved that he's a top 2 defenseman, which is crazy to think about how he's changed. I like John Myrtle, Derek Ingela. I mean, he's getting older fast. I think he's probably at the end of his prime. He's probably going to retire at the end of this year. Shea Theodore, fantastic defenseman.
That's a solid top 2.
I honestly, I don't know if I want to put this team as a lock for a playoff team or not.
I'd say they're a bubble team.
I'm going to agree there. I think that they're a bubble team.
I think we're getting there in the Pacific. So I think probably 2 or 3 in the Pacific, unless everything goes right for all the other teams.
Yeah, as long as other things go right for the other teams. And as long as they don't push Fleury to play 60 games. If they push Fleury to play 60 games, I think we're probably going to see him just regress a bunch.
Yeah, if they push him to play 60 games, I think we see a bubble team. If they played smart, I think they'll play a team.
If he plays 48 games or somewhere under 50, they'll make the playoffs, and we'll see Fleury do what he normally does in the playoffs, which is play pretty good.
Yeah.
So, from Vegas, now we move to
Dallas, who is a team that I am interested in. Dallas is a big question mark for me, and I'm excited about it.
Dallas is always a question mark. Every year, it's here's the thing. I don't understand how you can have Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin for years and not do anything. These are 2 of the best players in the entire league, playing on the same team together, on the same goddamn line, and they went through, last year, Seguin only had 80 points. And Ben, Jamie Benn is such a confusing player. It's not the point. Jamie Benn had 53 in 78.
But you get it down here. It was a bad year for him.
I know, it's always a question mark on this team. I think Ben Bishop, as long as he can't, as long as he doesn't get hurt like a soccer player.
He's a great goaltender.
As long as he doesn't get hurt like a soccer player and complain and bitch all the time, he's fantastic. He played 46 games last year. He had a goals against of under 2 and a save percentage of 934. Fantastic number. I agree.
I think he will be again this year.
I think he will be as well, as long as he doesn't complain.
The defense has at least a little bit to be desired. I mean, Julius Honka could come up quite well. Josh Lindbergh, solid.
Honka will. Jamie Oska, is that how you pronounce his name?
Sure. Jamie Alexiak?
Yeah, that's that guy, Jamie Alexiak. Yeah. I think he's a good defenseman.
He's a good defenseman. I don't know if you play him in your top 4.
I think you do. I think the top 4 is probably going to be Klingberg and Miro Heiskanen. And I think then it's going to be probably Jamie... What did you say his name was? Alexiak? And probably Andre Sekera. Maybe S.A. Lindell? I don't really know this guy.
Lindell, that's a big contract for him now. For almost $6 million for that production.
Yeah, I guess it'll be Klingberg and Heiskanen, Alexiak and Linden, and then it'll probably be Polak and Sekera, unless it's Honka. Yeah. Unless they send either Polak or Sekera down and they bring up Honka. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, Honka is a good prospect and want to play more.
And we haven't even really touched on the offense on this team other than me going off at Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn.
There is something about this that makes me happy.
They're old.
They brought in elderly people. Joe Pavelski, Corey Perry are old men.
Cool.
And I'm excited.
Corey Perry... Okay, so the players on this offensive unit that are over 30, we have Jamie Benn, Joe Pavelski, Radulov, Martin Hanzal, Andrew Cogliano, Blake Como, and Corey Perry.
That's 7 players on your offense.
That is 7 out of the, 13? That's 7 out of 13, so you're over half your players are over 30 to start.
But here's the thing, Joe Pavelski, we know can play.
He's proven that he can play.
It's going to look terrible. Alexander Radulov is a great player. I'm so pissed we couldn't keep him, but I think he'll play great.
But what is this team going to look like? Is it going to be Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and Radulov, and then Joe Pavelski, Corey Perry, and Cogliano?
I think you should Corey Perry in your third line. You put Pavelski, Hanzal, and Cogliano in your second. Probably Como, Janmark, and Perry is third.
Hold on, Pavelski and who on the second line?
Hanzal and Cogliano.
Hanzal's the center.
Yeah, play Hanzal at center. Play Pavelski in right wing. Play Cogliano on the left.
But Pavelski is also a center.
He's also right wing.
I guess, but I think we've seen him... I know, I guess I think that we've seen him play a lot more at center.
How do we put Hanzal on the wing and keep Pavelski at center?
I mean, I don't mind. Like, honestly, Hanzal on the third line makes this center depth very good.
Yeah, it does.
So, I think
we probably, like... Como.
Well,
down,
it's not...
Put Perry.
I mean, if you look at the depth chart right now, we're both very wrong about what this team is going to do.
What's the team going to do?
Well, Hanzal apparently is on their injured list right now.
That's not going to stay.
I would assume. So okay. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and Radulov locks, right?
Yeah.
First line lock. Second line, they're saying it's going to be Blake Como. We can assume that Hanzal is going to take over for Roops, and then it'll be Pavelski. Third line is going to be Mattis. It'll probably be Roops and Corey Perry. And then it would be Cogliano, Radek Faska, and Jason Dickinson.
Yeah. There's something I want to talk about with Corey Perry. Corey Perry could end up being one of the best signings of the summer.
He could, but I don't see
it. At 1.5, 1 year, there's no risk. If he brings it back, you play him on the third line.
What do you expect? What does Dallas want from him this year? Like, what is good production for Dallas to sit back and be like, that was a good signing?
He can get back to 50 points.
50
points. 50 points, half of them are goals.
I honestly think that anywhere over 30, that's a good contract.
Yeah, anywhere over 30 is a good contract. I think he could hit 50, and that's what makes it a great contract.
Agreed.
And if he sucks and nothing happens, oh well. But they play him third line, they give him power play minutes, he'll rock the world. He'll be back.
Yeah, I think so. So, where are we? We putting this team in the playoffs, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think they're a playoff team.
Nice.
Helps through the Central. Central, there's not a ton of competition right now. I guess Jets, Predators, Avalanche, they could make it this wild card. They could make it as a wild card if they're bet to playoff, they're a playoff team in the division. If not, bubble team. I'm okay with that. But I think their bet will pay off.
So moving on from them, where does that put us now?
The next team would be Montreal. Do you want to touch on them, or do you want to get into news and wrap up?
You know what? Let's. Well, how long have we been recording for so far on this one? We're only at 30 minutes. So I say let's go ahead and talk about good old Montreal.
All right.
I'm gonna let Ryan handle this one mostly.
Our offense is looking great right now. You get Max Domi,
Thomas Tatar.
Problem is, I think he played Tatar Gallagher together. It just works. They have the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I think you play Domi with Drouin. God, I don't know what to do with Drouin. I think he can come back. I think he can show what he showed in Tampa. Do it in Montreal. I think he will do it. I think he just needs.
What did he show in Tampa? Here's the thing. He had the same amount of points that he did in his last year with Tampa that he had with you guys last year.
There was a certain flash when he was playing in Tampa. Remember, like there was a point where it's like this guy's going to be an all-star, and then came to Montreal and then really wasn't.
All I remember about Drouin when he was in Tampa is how much he wanted to leave.
Yeah, that too. But,
that's all I remember. I think that's what a lot of people are going to remember from him is the fact that he's like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, but I think Drouin just needs the spark. He needs the want to play. He needs the drive. He needs the drive that Gallagher and Domi, they both have. And I think it's that. I think he can do it. But after that, after your top two lines, you probably throw maybe Armia or Lehkonen on that first line. Maybe I'll put Domi and Drew on the second line. Play the other three first. Then you get Byron, Armia. I don't know. You could run the Armia, Lehkonen, Kotkaniemi line that we had last year at the finish line. I think that works well. We got Paneling and Suzuki that both could come up this year. Jake Evans could even come up as fourth line center. Problem is we have too many players that could make the team, and it's just a fucking mess right now.
Welcome to my life.
Like, we need the prospects to come up and make the bottom six, but we have Dale Weiss, Jordan Wheel, Matthew Pekka, Nate Thompson, I don't mind too much, Nick Cousins, Charles Hudon. Those guys I just mentioned, get them, airmail them the fuck out of here. We need space for rookies.
All right, let's move on from your forward core, which I think is an okay forward core on most teams. You and me have very different opinions on Jeff Petrie.
Jeff Petrie is a fucking Norris candidate.
Ryan says he's a top 10 defenseman. I don't see it in the NHL.
On most teams.
On non-playoff teams, definitely.
Jeff Petrie is a top pair defenseman on most teams.
I'm going to say non-playoff teams.
I want to say most teams, probably about half the playoff teams.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
The only problem is he's not a left defenseman. He plays behind Shea Weber. When Shea Weber was injured last year, Jeff Petrie stepped the fuck up. He was a number one defenseman. He was a top pair defenseman on any team in the league. And that's why he got Norris votes last year.
Look,
he fucking deserves it.
You guys need Carey Price to not be injured. That's the biggest thing.
That's fine. You want UMPS, Keith Kincaid. He's not a starter. You could do something, I guess. Give Lindgren and McNiven some play time.
I have a feeling you and me are going to have two different opinions on where this team's going to end up.
Okay. Let me finish the defense. You got top pairing, you got Victor Mete and Shea Weber. Next pair, you got Ben Chariot and Jeff Petrie, I think. And Kulak. And I think Juleson makes the team. So I don't know what you do with Josh Brook at that point. I think Josh Brook needs to make the team now.
Where are you putting Alzner?
Alzner in the AHL.
At 4.5 or 4.6, you're going to put Carl Alzner in the AHL.
Bury that fucking contract. It was the worst.
Really?
That was the worst thing that fucking Mark Fisher has done as GM.
Well, I feel like he's done
Forget the Shea. What? What's he done worse?
Yeah, the Shea Weber deal doesn't look very good.
For now, I'm okay with it.
Like, think about it. You guys are paying him for the next 7 years, Ryan. You're paying him 7.85 for the next 7 years. He's not going to play until he's 44. Not 44, 41. He's not going to play that long.
Okay. If he retires at 37, oh well.
Yikes, man.
Here's the thing. There's not going to be a point where he's so bad and he won't retire. I think he will retire rather than just try to keep playing.
Well, he needs to not be injured. Like, he was injured.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was injured for the year before. He only played 26 games. Last year he played 58. You need the Shea Weber of the past from 2016, 2017, 2015, who played 78 for 3 years. You can't have this half-year bullshit with him because it's just not going to work.
I think the injuries have been a problem. I think he's over it. I think he's through it. I think we're good now. I think he could play 1,000 games this year.
Carey Price.
What about him? He's a god.
Don't be injured.
Don't be injured. Be a god.
It's my thing. Carey Price will win the Vezina if he's not hurt this year. Mark my words.
Yep.
I don't know.
He was trending upwards. After Weber came back, and there was flashes of him that you could see the old parts coming through.
Your offense is full of a lot of unproven players. Like, let's assume you guys bring up a lot of your guys' forward prospects.
Assuming we bring up Paling, Evans, Suzuki.
Yeah, they're going to be unproven, right?
They're going to be unproven.
I think you guys will be a fun. I think you guys will be a fun team.
Ryan Paling swing a hat trick in his first game.
Okay,
he's going to keep that up, right?
I don't know. I hope so.
246 goals next year. Mark my words. Fuck you, Gretzky. Here comes Ryan Paling.
I think you guys are going to be a very fun team to watch next year. I think you guys are going to be the Leafs of 2015 or 2016, whichever year the Leafs, the first year we made it back to the playoffs. I think you guys will probably be a wild card team. I don't really want to lock you guys in as a playoff team, but I think you're a good bubble team.
As much as I love the Habs, I know we're a fucking bubble team because the Atlantic's just ridiculous. I don't even know how. Everything breaks in Boston again.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you guys will probably make a wild card. You'll push for a wild card spot in a very tough division. Yep. Because here's the thing: Tampa, Boston, and Toronto are pretty much locks in that division to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Wild card teams that are pretty close are going to be Buffalo, Florida, and you guys.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Buffalo.
Well, they are a bubble team, and if it
they're a bubble team if everything goes right.
We've talked about Buffalo already. Everything always something happens with them, and then they fuck it up.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not worried about Buffalo. If they do compete, it'll be for the second wild card spot. Maybe the first if everything goes wrong in Florida, Montreal. But I got nothing to worry about in the Metropolitan. I think it's just Atlantic.
Might have to worry about Philly. And
maybe Philly, maybe the Rangers, but it's...
Well, the Rangers are... We agreed they wouldn't be a playoff team.
No. Like, New York Capitals...
You guys are going to be fighting with... in my eyes, you're going to be fighting with... Division. You guys are going to be fighting with Florida, Philly, and Buffalo. And Carolina, probably. Like, that
make division.
Well, then you're going to be probably fighting with Penguins. Either way, you guys are gonna fight for a wild card team, and it'll be interesting to see where you guys end up next year.
Yep.
So
I think we'll win playoffs.
Right now, our recording is at 40 minutes. Do you want to talk about another team, or?
If we talk about another team, that would be Columbus.
I kind of want to talk about Columbus now.
I kind of want to start with Columbus next time because I've also got to get out of here pretty soon.
Okay, well, then let's jump to some news.
Yep, news. Jake Gardiner came out today.
That's an interesting deal because when Jake Gardiner left Toronto, everyone assumed that he was only going to take a deal that was worth probably about $6. So I'm quite surprised that he would only take a deal that would be like $5 or whatever that contract is. But I think that it's a solid contract.
It's a great contract. My only question is, why the fuck is Carolina bringing in defense?
Yes.
It's Doogie Hamilton, Jacob Slavin, Justin Falk, Jake Gardiner, Brett Pesh, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and Hayden Fleury.
So here's my thing, Ryan. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Look at this team. Look at this team, man.
This isn't NHL 19 or 20 or whatever fucking year we're on. You don't need that much defense.
But here's the thing that
over $4 million on fucking defense.
Everyone always says, Ryan, offense will win you games, defense will build championships. And I love the defense.
Tell it to the Carolina any other year. Tell it to Nashville. Tell it to fucking Tampa. Defense is not winning you a championship in the fucking NHL. You need goddamn goaltending and you need forwards.
Well, here's the thing. The offense chill out, man. The offense on this team is pretty good. It's decent. I like Sebastian Aho, Jordan Stahl, Teravainen, Nino Niederreiter, Ryan Dzingel, Eric Holla.
Offense is great. Offense is great. Dzingel was a great pickup.
I think that goaltending is going to have to prove itself again.
Yeah.
James Reimer, good luck. And your other goalie be Peter Mrazek. Mrazek played good. I'll give him that. So, I don't know. But, other than that, I think Jake Gardiner, that's a fantastic signing for them. I want to just throw a shout-out to my boy Clayton Keller. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully now the other dominoes will decide to fall into place now that one of them has, even though technically he was his contract was only up next year. I still greatly thank him because, yay! Someone finally bit the bullet and signed a contract.
Yeah. Now you got Joe Thornton.
Joe Thornton.
Go back to the Sharks.
I don't understand this because
you gotta bring back Marleau now.
Well, here's the thing. No, 2 days ago they came out and said we don't want to bring back Marleau. We're going in another direction.
They came out and said we can't make a deal with Marleau right now. I think Joe coming back might change that.
I don't think that it's that Marleau doesn't want to come back, though. I think it's that they don't want him back.
I think they do. I think he just wants more. But, you can afford it. You got $2 million to sign. Literally nobody else needs to be signed right now. $2 million 1 year, throw it at Marleau. See if he wants it. And if he wants more than that, he's crazy. But
I got
give him money.
I got a couple things to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Two kind of Leaf-centered questions, but I want your opinion on them.
Sure.
Do the Leafs get a captain this year?
Yes.
Is it Austin Matthews?
No.
Who is it?
Morgan Riley.
I think that'd be a very...
He's a better leader.
I agree, but I honestly think they're going to give it to Austin Matthews.
I think you're right. I think they will. But
I would love to see Morgan Riley get the captain. I'd love it, to be honest. But I think they're going to give it to Matthews, and I think...
think about this.
They're only going...
They didn't give Austin Matthews an A.
I know.
They didn't give him an alternate.
But
they did give one to Morgan Riley.
I think that the captain's only going to be announced after Mitch Marner signs.
Yes.
And how cool would it be on opening night for them to come out and be like, this guy's the captain? Like, that'd be sick.
I think it would, but I don't know.
What I also want to say is, what would it take to trade for Mitch Marner right now?
4 firsts.
4 firsts?
Which no team is going to pay, because that's the RFA requirement. That, or you need a great player, which there are no other, young 20s that are making that short 90 points. There's no
what if you traded RFA for RFA and more, because Marner would be the best one on the market? What if you trade for Zach Werenski and a first for Marner?
I don't think Toronto does that.
I don't know if we do either, because the Leafs aren't going to contend for a cup without Marner. They're going to be a very good team, but they're not going to contend without him. They need Mitch Marner.
Like, they could trade for, like, Kyle Connor and then hope he doesn't do what Marner's doing right now.
Well, there was the whole Brock Besser conversation, and that kind of fell through. And, man, it just...
Again, I forgot, what's the point?
But here's the thing.
Trade for an RFA. Okay, you still have to sign him.
It's incredibly shocking to me. It still is. How many RFAs there are on this market that are not signed?
I know. It's madness.
Like, Charlie McAvoy is not signed.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. He's one of the best defensemen in Boston, probably one of the best ones in the league right now. We talk about Mitch Marner, Patrick Laine, Rantanen. But why are the defensemen waiting for Marner? Defense and forward are two different things. Like, the defensemen in this league make less normally than the forwards do.
You're right.
Like, having Mitch Marner signed, I don't understand how that sets the market for the defensive RFAs. Why doesn't Zach Werenski or Charlie McAvoy take one of their contracts and then that sets the market value?
There is also the whole idea that nobody's really talking about yet, the impending lockout.
Player strike?
They might be waiting to see what happens with that. If it doesn't happen, okay. If it does, maybe they want to. If it is going to happen, maybe they only want a 1-year deal or like a lot of signing bonuses.
Here's the thing:
which teams might not be willing to give
this
up.
league should develop a soft cap. It would make a lot more sense. Or what they're doing right now is they're taxing the teams that make more to pay for the littler teams, right?
Yeah.
Tax the hell out of these bigger teams to pay for the smaller guys. Do it. Tax them more. And the other thing is, Seattle is coming into this league. That's something we haven't really touched on yet. Seattle is coming in, and they're giving, like, a ton of money. I can't remember what the exact number is, but they're paying a ton of money to the league. And that's going to help out. I think the cap is going to rise next year, probably by a substantial amount.
It will, similar to how it did with when Vegas came in.
I can't see there being...
It's just not enough.
I can't see there being a player strike or a lockout next year. I can't see it.
It'll be close. I mean, talks are looking good, looking better, but like
I don't see there being a lockout. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be a player strike. I don't see it happening. I don't want it to happen. As a fan, anyone will tell you they don't want it to happen, but I can't see it. It'd just be ridiculous to happen again.
Yeah. But who knows? I just don't want it to happen. Mostly, you know what? My number one reason I don't want it to happen.
What?
If it does happen, Ovechkin can't reach Gretzky for the goals. That's my biggest concern and everything. That is the number one thing.
He came out, I don't know if you know this, he came out on, I think it was Twitter the other day and said he's going to score 50 again.
Yeah, he is.
Well, you know,
score of all time.
Yeah.
And he's dealt with more Rockets than fucking Gretzky ever did, and it's a shame.
I mean, you could talk about the fact that he held out long, like he's played less than Gretzky, but I mean, Gretzky was scoring like hundreds of goals a year.
I mean, hundreds. He scored 92 at his peak. But still, like, Obi, I think will score 50 again. Josh, you got.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he scored 94. That's crazy.
It is madness, but I think Obi will score another 50 because he did it last year. He had 49 the year before that. Before that was a little down, but like he scored 50 most games of his career.
I just found the Patrick Marleau article. Wilson basically said he will always be a San Jose Shark wherever he goes, but the team is in a different place right now and will continue to evolve. We owe it to the players who have put the time in preparing for this opportunity to show what they can do. So it doesn't look like Marleau is going to come back to this team. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. Funny thing, here's a funny little thing. Marleau continues to skate at the Sharks' ice in a Maple Leaf sweater. Everyone else was in teal. And it's a picture of them all skating, and Patrick Marleau, you can see him on the bench. He's wearing a white Maple Leaf sweater, and everyone else is wearing Sharks jerseys. I don't know. I don't see it happening. But I want to ask, how many RFAs do you think are going to miss training camp and are going to miss game one?
How many RFAs are out there right now?
A lot. Too many.
Most of them.
Like 75%, 80%? How much? How many players are going to miss all of training camp, and what's your percentage of missing game 1?
I think about 50%. I'm going to say 65% miss training camp, 40% miss game 1. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think we're definitely.
Well, the only way the other RFA is signed is if Mitch Marner signs, so I'm just going to pray to God that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's, what time are we at? 50 minutes-ish?
50, exactly.
All right. Let's wrap it up. A little bit shorter episode, but.
All right. I took the intro. You take the outro.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Off the Boards with Josh and Ryan. I've been Ryan. He's been Josh. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching. For listening.
Bye. Have a good one, guys.
See you.